Moon won an impressive 5 out of the 10 In-Cup Fall Series tournaments. Can he pull out another astounding win in the In-Cup Fall Series finals against the likes of Storm, Zachard, Lucifer, Check, and Home Run Ball? This is Imbalanced. Na-na-na-na. Na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Na-na-na-na. Na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Hello and welcome to episode 6 of Imbalanced. The first change you've probably noticed is that I was singing in the intro, and I was singing very lamely, I might add, and that's because it's not legal for me to use Sandstorm. So if somebody can send me some of their own music that they've made themselves, I would gladly put that in the intro rather than the lame singing that I can do. So if you have a good song, send me an email at theycallhimtom@gmail.com, and I will probably put it into the video if it's worth anything more than what I can do, which I can't do very much. So the other new thing is the Imbalanced timing video. This is a $5 video, and it teaches you everything there is to know about timing. The length is 32 minutes long, and the people who have bought it so far have really liked it. A review from one of the customers, which I'll read here, and I quote, "The Imba timing video explains to you in plain English how your brain should be operating in all solo matches. He's squeezed as much information as he possibly could within a little over 30 minutes during this video. The overall effect received from the video that I have personally noticed is a heightened sense of concentration during gameplay. I now know what should exactly be going on during the game, whereas before I thought I knew, but I only had a partial idea." So now I'm gonna give you guys a quick teaser of that video. If you like what you see, you can go to my website www.imbavideo.com and you can pick that up for $5. So here we have a human versus a night elf. Both have just about finished teching to tier 2, as you can see by the Naga second hero for the human, but neither player has really gotten many tier 2 units yet. And what the human's trying to do here is stop the night elf from doing anything. He's going to try a tower push here. And since the Night Elf has just hit Tier 2, the Night Elf doesn't have many Tier 2 units yet, so this is a pretty good timing for the human, also because the Night Elf built so few Tier 1 units that the human player knows he has an advantage in a food count, which is principle number 4. The problem with the human is that the human didn't scout the Night Elf when the Night Elf hit Tier 2. The advantage of scouting at Tier 2 is you get to see what Tier 2 buildings the Night Elf makes. If he had seen dual Ancients of Wind, he would have gone through this thought process. Okay, Ancients of Wind make 3 units: Hippos, Dots, and Fairy Dragons. Well, Hippos would be totally dumb. Hippos can't even damage the human army, so you don't worry about Hippos. Dots you can own with Water, Elementals, and Focus Fire. Those would be easy to kill. They don't even have Cyclone yet. You're totally fine. Fairy Dragons. What can damage Fairy Dragons? Your heroes and your hero summons. But the problem with that is that Fairy Dragons have their special form where you can't damage them for a couple seconds, so you can't really Focus Fire them. So your damage output to Fairy Dragons is relatively low. Also, what do Fairy Dragons really counter? Well, casters. They can kill casters with their piercing damage really fast. Also, piercing damage does extra to buildings while the buildings are going up. Towers, while they're building, have very, very few hit points. The Fairy Dragons are going to own your towers. What does this tell you? That the Night Elf is probably going Fairy Dragons and that you should get out because you are being countered. But the human player does not back off and develop his counter. What the human player does is he just keeps on banging it in. Just bang, 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 attack, 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 attack. And each time that he attacks with a countered army, he's slowly losing units. So over time, he has spent money on casters, which have just instantly died. He's spent money on riflemen, which have gotten outnumbered 1 to 8. You shouldn't just be fighting just to fight. You need to have a reason to fight, and right now the human has no reason to fight. He needs to back off. He needed to back off early when he first saw the dual Ancients of Wind and realized Fairy Dragons, and he needs to think to himself, okay, I need to fully develop my counter before I go in. This doesn't mean 2 riflemen, this means a lot of riflemen. And this also means no more casters. Casters don't help you because they're going to die really fast. Get the riflemen, get the counter. Now, I bet everybody's thinking that I'm really crazy. Nobody would actually go Fairy Dragons as Night Elf. This is just some random noob, isn't it, right? Well, actually, that Night Elf is Spirit Moon, And it just shows why Spirit Moon is so good. He is unpredictable. When Todd tried to do his old timing, he didn't think about what his timing should be. He just did timing to counter what a Night Elf normally does. He ended up losing with terrible timing, horrible timing. I hope you liked that preview. That's 3 minutes compared to the 32-minute long video. The 32-minute video, 2/3 of it is just like what you just saw. It's just examples of what pro players are doing, and the first third is just teaching you the basics in plain and simple English so that you can understand them before we go into the examples. Okay, first round action, Moon versus Storm. Storm forces the early TP here at tier 2, so he figures that he'll be able to expo no problem. Moon does give him so trouble, but he's able to hold it with only 2 towers. So things are looking pretty good for Storm. But then we get into this fight here, where Moon pretty much kicks Storm's ass, even though Storm TP's out early. But then Moon's able to put an expo up, and he doesn't have to waste any money on towers. So when we get to this final battle, Moon has so much more money than Storm. It doesn't really matter that Storm has his expo up, because Moon has had his expo up and he hasn't had to waste money on towers to try and defend it. So this is how you counter human mass towers. You expo as much as they do, but you don't waste your money on towers because your army is going to be better throughout the whole game. So Moon wins game 1 of this best of 3 series. So the next map is Lost Temple, the one map that I don't want to play Moon on, because Moon with an expo, he can get way too creative, and he's not a normal player at all. You see those 7 Hippo Riders when Storm hits tier 2, that's completely deadly. And then there's this push into Storm's main, so Storm has to waste money on repairing them. He's wasting money on trying to put more expos up, while Moon has the same number of expos as he does. And his steam tanks here, they just get owned by siege damage. Also, he's just wasting items, probably about 10 HP potions, and that TP there, just totally wasted. So when one player is wasting money and the other player isn't, there's really no question as to who will win. So this is how you beat the human mass tower. You just stop them from being productive with their purchases. Make them waste money on HP potions and town portals when you're using your money on units. More round 1 action, Guk versus Shy, and a weird Mountain King second instead of the Naga. Let's see what these Storm Bolts can do. First one, he does get a nice round, but the full mana Mountain King only gets 1 bolt off, so he does not get the actual kill, and he just forces a TP. So let's see what the next bolt is. An Archer kill maybe? No Archer. Okay, how about the next one? The Demon Hunter just takes the damage. Nothing really there. And the next one, a bear kill maybe? Nope. Nothing there. Nothing happening. Maybe the next one. Okay. One more bear kill. Come on. Bear kill here. No. Didn't do enough damage. Hey, low HP bear. He's gonna kill it. He's gonna... No, he doesn't. Maybe the next one? He's just gonna bolt the Demon Hunter. And Shy pretty much dominates Guk here. On to some round 2 action here. Lucifer, the undead, loses 1 Abomination and 1 Destro. He'll get this bear kill here, and he wants more. With Panda out, he's going to go after that Dark Ranger, and that other red HP bear there will probably die too. There goes the Dark Ranger. Bye-bye, and that bear there will die before the next battle. So here, half creep jacked by the Night Elf, but the undead nuking, way too powerful. This is textbook undead nuking here. Getting unit kills, forcing TPs, almost gets the bear kill here. If the coil came in, maybe a kill. And then here is just abominations and meat wagons against bears and dryads. It's just textbook. If there was a textbook on how to play undead, this would be it. Perfectly played, awesome game. I haven't seen many better played games. Game 2 on Lost Temple, both players switch to Orc. I'm not really a big fan of that, but I guess Lost Temple is just a really powerful Orc map these days. Maybe Blizzard should take a cue from these players and maybe fix a little bit of the balance. I think the Fountain of Health is a little too powerful as Orc. So Lucifer, after losing his main, he just goes into a crazy uphill fight here. He really doesn't have to fight because he's up one expo to Check's none, so his mining's actually even until Check gets his expo up. So it's really not that bad, and he doesn't have to go into a fight here in a position that's pretty much terrible for him. So he could have done better with this. He ends up losing, so we're on to a final game 3. On Maelstrom, Check sticks with Orc, while Lucifer switches back to Undead. And as Orc, he just goes Wyverns. and it works really well. It also helps that he's got dual level 5 heroes, so right here the Lich just gets totally owned, and those Wyvern are just going to run out. They're just buying time for the heroes to just get a bunch of hero kills. So Lucifer right now, he needs to switch his army up, because Destros, for their food, they don't count Wyverns, and he quickly learns that here that you gotta go something else. Some Gargoyles maybe, some Fiends maybe, but just something else, because this is just embarrassing. Some upper bracket semi-final action here. Zakar doesn't start off well. He loses 2 units here in just getting 1 kill. Orcs really have to be on the top of their game against Night Elves. So against Shy, it's not looking good for Zakard early. And in this battle here, it's not looking good for Zakard either, because he's not in the actual meat of Shy's army. He's trapped by these wisps and these heroes, so he isn't able to get at the real units of Shy's army. So in a move of ultimate smartness, he just runs out. And here, he just does really well. He's next to the Fountain of Health, and that TC is just getting hit, but he's gotten 2 hunt kills already from it. There's another dot kill. There's going to be a Dryad going down here, so he's going to lose his TC, but he's going to get 6 unit kills. That's like 18 food right there, and he just loses 1 hero. It really works out well for him, and Zakard ends up winning game 1. Game 2 is a must-win for Shine. He doesn't start it out well. Zakard here, he's at 50 food. He saved up gold, then he got 2 healing scrolls. And in this battle here, I talked about getting the actual meat of the enemy's army. That's exactly what Zakard is doing. And with those healing scrolls, his units are able to stay around for a lot longer and get that damage in. Zakard has probably the best start in this matchup that you could possibly have. Then in this battle, he's trying to go for that Beastmaster. Look at the Demon Hunter. The Demon Hunter, like, poke him and he'll die. Just get the Demon Hunter. And the Demon Hunter almost gets out, and while he chases the Beastmaster, a couple of grunts will get some hits on it. So the Demon Hunter dies, and that pretty much leaves the meat of the Night Elf army. The Tinker's not there, so it's pretty easy to get a whole lot of Fruit of the Talon kills. And after those 2 awesome wins for Zakard, this battle here is pretty much just over. There's nothing that you can do. You can see all those dots in very, very low health. There aren't any healing scrolls for Shy. Game over. Zakard wins. Before we move on to the lower bracket, let's check out the upper bracket finals. Czech against Zakard. And Czech, the definition of this game right here is this moment. He's just getting these couple unit kills just out in the middle of the game, even though he's forced to TP out here. It's these unit kills early that really add up. And another kill here, he gets a free entangle kill on that grunt, so he's able to harass very heavily at tier 2. So right now everything's going great for Czech until this. Zakard tries to turn it around with his hero kill, but it really doesn't help him. Because of all of those advantages early, Czech can go Hippo Riders for even more harassment. This Spirit Lounge gets up very, very late, and it's going to have to get delayed even further. Another free unit kill when Zakard tries to surround a Night Elf hero. That never works. And then in this final battle, it's the sum of everything that has happened. It just comes down, and Zakard, there's really nothing he can do at this point. He needed to do more early. You know, those 4 units which he lost in just random small battles, they come back to haunt him here, and Czech will advance to the grand finals. Let's go to the lower bracket. Round 2, Lucifer against SKO6's Eric. Lucifer going Orc on Temple. I don't think that's smart against a dedicated Orc player who's probably a lot better at Orcmir than you are. And SKO6 Eric, he proves that he is the better Orc player than Lucifer on this particular map, and he wins game 1. So now Lucifer, one of the top players in the world, has to win 2 games just to qualify. In this 3rd game here, he gets surrounded early. He's going Night Elf. I just don't get, why don't you just pick Undead? It's not that bad to play Undead against Orcs, but I guess he knows more than I do. So Eric here, he does the tower push in the deciding game 3. And Lucifer, he's able to get his Mass Ancients of War up, and those just pound onto those towers. So Lucifer, I'd say just stick with your race that you're good at. Either formally switch race just to one race, but don't just try to play, 3 different races. It's really hard to do, and you'll be better off in the end just switching to one race and just sticking with it. Lower bracket round 2 action, we have Moon against Giacomo. Not that often that you see Moon in the losers bracket just in the second round. He lost to Shy. Unfortunately, those replays weren't posted. So Moon, he starts his tower push early. He's not going to tech to tier 2. He's going to go tier 1 hunt against the undead who's teching. And these towers will get up. And then the key with the push is to always be advancing. Once the push gets stopped, then the defensive player generally has the advantage. So you got to keep going forward or you're going to lose. Now Moon, unfortunately, he put his Ancient of War, it's called a proxy Ancient of War when you put it close to the enemy's base like that. That's a term from StarCraft. He puts it too close, and he ends up getting it killed, so that really hurts him in the end. So he's going to lose 2 glaive throwers from it and his Ancient of War, so that's a big penalty. And then his push gets stopped here. Those crypts just will not go down, and the meat wagons come out. Once those meat wagons come out, it's game over. Giacomo wins game 1, but Moon pulls out games 2 and 3. We skip to round 4 of the losers bracket. Here we have Moon facing against Home Run Ball. Home Run Ball gets the early surround here, and he's able to put an Expo up even though Moon is on the very closest spawn to him. Moon also puts an Expo up, and Home Run Ball, a smart use of creeps here. I've never seen that used before. Perfectly done. Now he's got his army and the creeps all on that Tree of Life, but it is not enough to actually take it out. If he had taken it out, the game would have probably been over there, but he wasn't able to. So Moon is now able to get the second base. The incomes are equal, but Moon is going to tech to tier 3, and this is not good for Home Run Ball. So your Home Run Ball, why do you bolt the Warden? You've got Druids of the Claw without bear form. They die incredibly fast, and you know what those things turn into? They turn into bears once that research is done. You kill the bears while they're easy to kill now, rather than when they own you later, like right now. He's just getting owned by these mass number of bears. You can't counter them with just the riflemen that he has. If he had more money than Moon, he could counter them, but he can't with the army that he has here. You gotta kill those Druids of the Claws early. Moon takes game 1. Game 2's on Turtle Rock, a traditionally Night Elf favored map, but Home Run Ball makes the best of it. He takes the Ancient of Lores out over and over and over, and this is the best possible thing that he can do. It's as if he's watched my timing video. He knows exactly when to hit. He takes down the Ancient of Lores so many times that Moon doesn't even bother teching to tier 3. He just gets his Dryads. But this really doesn't work out, because Home Run Ball can just hit him from a distance because he's got the better army. He doesn't actually want to run into the Night Elf space because that's bad, but he'll just constantly pound on the base from a distance. Once these mortar teams come, mortar teams completely rape Dryads. It's over pretty much once Home Run Ball hit those Ancients of Lore at the absolute perfect time. This shows what timing can do for you. The deciding game 3, Home Run Ball against Moon. Home Run Ball decides, hey, I'll just tower push and try to end it quick. But tower pushing Night Elves, we've seen it over and over throughout this video, and they just make massive numbers of Ancients of War and they end up winning. So what I want to see somebody do, and you'll get a shiny prize if you send me a replay of your game, is to fake tower push a Night Elf. Tower push them, make them build all those Ancients of War. Once they're up, cancel all your towers, and then the Night Elf will have wasted so much money. So a shiny prize to whoever sends me a replay of that first. Okay, losers bracket round 5, a rematch. Moon against Shy. Shy knocked Moon into the losers bracket in their first matchup. The loser of this game will get 4th place in the tournament. The winner will have a chance to win, or get 2nd or 3rd. So here, Shy gets a couple of early Ancient of Lore kills. That really helps him out. But then Moon, he's just Moon. I mean, his micro is probably as good as anybody else's, probably a lot better, and he does force the TP there. Now during this battle, watch the rejuvenation that he uses. It's a little thing, but it ends up helping a lot. And Moon's micro ends up winning this game for him. And then also once he gets the advantage, he knows what to do with it. He doesn't just fight. He puts his Expo up, so he forces his enemy to fight him when he's on the better ground. So here, Shy scouts that Expo, and now Shy's going to fight even with that Ancient of War there, lending its aid to Moon and adding a bunch of extra damage. So Moon wins this just by micro, and then once he has the advantage, he's very smart with what he does. Moon's just overall an awesome player. Game 2 is on Twisted Meadows. Moon decides to quick tech with no archers, but then he's not going to go on to tier 3. He's going to stomp at tier 2, put an Expo up, and go Dryads. I personally think some heavier tier 1 would have helped this because he would have been able to get his Expo up sooner and faster and will actually get it up. So that would have helped them a lot. And Dryads, they aren't really able to fight off bears, so you have to have something early to slow down the other player. When you can't slow down the other player, you just can't pull this strategy off. So Moon, with one of his rarer mistakes, he loses this game. But he does win the third game, and he'll advance to the next round against Zachard, the third place match. Lower bracket final, Zachard against Moon. Zachard gets a nice couple TPs early and some unit kills to go along with that. He also gets lucky in this creep jack here. He has his speed scroll, so he gets out without losing a single unit. And then here, another single dot kill and one more TP out. This really helps. You need these little things against Night Elves. Every little possible place you can get the advantage helps. And also the big thing here is he's attacking the meat of the Night Elf army. He isn't attacking summons, he isn't attacking heroes, he's killing units. That's the key. Zachard takes game 1 on Maelstrom, forcing Moon to win 2 straight games. Moon starts out game 2 on Twisted Meadows very aggressive. He gets a Spirit Lounge kill early, but then Zachard comes back and he gets 2 archer kills while that army's running out. So that helps Zachard. Then Zachard, he forces a TP here. That's a great use of your army here. You're stopping the Night Elf from creeping. In this battle here, it's perfect for Zachard. All of those dots, he's actually killing them. He isn't killing heroes. He isn't even trying to surround heroes. He's getting the dot kills. That's huge. But he doesn't do it in the next battle. He's surrounding heroes. Never surround Night Elf heroes like this. Watch it. They will get staffed every single time and you won't end up getting killed. Kill the actual units and get your unit kills in this matchup. That's the big thing that you need to do in this matchup. Moon takes this game, which forces a deciding Game 3. Game 3's close positions on Turtle Rock. The TC comes about, but he just can't get the high-level TC that the Orc really needs. And then in this battle here, he's going after those heroes again. He's not going for the meat of the army. He has to TP out. The final battle is the most crucial. He's not getting any dot kills. He's trapped behind those summons and those heroes there. It's terrible for him. Great setup by Moon. Moon wins Game 3 and will advance to the Grand Finals. Game 1's on Twisted Meadows. Moon with the early tower push. And again, I've said it many times, the key with the tower push is to keep on moving. Once your tower push is stopped, the defender usually wins, and that's what happens to Moon here. He gets stopped against this tower. The 2 towers are just hitting each other over and over, but nothing's dying until the siege from Czech gets out, and he's able to push back Moon's push. So now Moon is at tier 1, while Czech is at tier 2. This is not a good situation for Moon to be in. So he's fighting Hunts against Hunt, Dryad, Archer, and he's doing it in Czech's base where he has glaive throwers and his tower. Not a good situation for Moon. Czech takes Game 3 over Moon. Game 2 is on Treasure Island, and Czech, he's up 7 archers to 2 when Moon is at tier 2 with no tier 2 hero. He doesn't push. That is terrible. He goes for Moon's second hero kill. Go for the win. He would have won the game if he had pushed it there. But anyway, he goes dots against bears, which is an interesting choice. Moon sees it way too late. He isn't able to counter, so Czech still wins. But you gotta push when you could have won earlier. It would have been so much easier for you. Top plays coming in at number 9, a nice little surround there with the speed scroll. The ensnare definitely helps. Only 10 this week. Now on to number 8. Nice little wisp block there. He almost gets the kill, but we'll take the invulnerability potion instead. Next, it's the classic, you try to TP out, but that Blade Master, he's just a quick one, ain't he? He's just coming right in, you TP in, oh, and you're dead. Now, at number 6, watch that Kodo the Grunt comes out after they've TP'd. At number 5, Moon with some quick thinking, he'll use Reveal from the Goblin Lab to get the extra Fiend kill. Now, which came first, the Coil or the Bat Rider? You decide. But Warcraft 3 thinks the Coil came first. And here, Moon baits Shy's Demon Hunter, and he gets surrounded by creeps. This is very early on. He's forced to burn his TP early. I've never seen that one happen before. Moon gets another top play at number 2. He gets the surround, but he doesn't even let one archer die. He fits another one in there. This is awesome. This is textbook Moon for you. What a great player. How can we top this for number 1? Well, here, you think the Dreadlord's safe, you know, coil it, and you can run. You're going to TP out now. That's got 3/4 health. It's totally safe now. But watch out. It's dropping. It's dropping. Okay, the TP's coming. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. And, oh, the chain lightning goes with him. Ouch. And here we are at the end of another imbalanced video. I just want to tell you guys one more thing about the timing video. There's a money back guarantee on that. If you don't like it, I will refund 100% of your money, no questions asked. That video is awesome, and it's not like I'm using the profits for it for a new iPod or something. I'm using it to pay for the server fees so that the rest of the videos will stay free. So if you buy that video, you're supporting everyone else being able to download these videos for free. Thanks everyone for watching, and tune in next time.